Hi, I'm Sydney Rogers, and welcome to another edition of FLX Weekly here at FingerLakes1.com. It is Wednesday, March 25th, 2020, and we are live inside the FingerLakes1.com studio, where I'm joined by Jim Senacropi and Katherine Chase from the Cayuga Lake Wine Trail. She is back. We are taking it from Wine Wednesdays to Shoot 'em back Wednesdays.
Well, let's take it easy.
We don't have a name yet.
I brought spirits because I think we need ours lifted a little bit.
Yeah, oh, I love that.
Corny but true.
So we will have shoot 'em up spirits.
Yeah, you can sip them.
Sip 'em spirits, okay. Either or.
Sydney's not a sipper.
No, yeah, she said that.
I might be on these shots, so honestly.
Sip and then shot it.
So we are still here at FingerLakes1.com. Essential business right here to keep you informed on what's going on in the world, which is a lot of craziness. And what do we have going on here at Finger Lakes 1 still with everything that's happening?
Well, this is week 2 of the shutdown, week 1 of Pause New York.
Yeah.
So everybody's adjusting, wondering what's going to happen. Like at home, my wife's laid off. Everybody knows that most of the businesses are closed and restaurants are takeout only, or delivery. So here at Finger Lakes 1, our traffic is through the roof. It is, if you go back to March of last year, it is 4 to 5 times as much. But it's been growing through the winter anyways. We had our biggest month ever in January, then we topped that in February, and probably by tomorrow we're going to top that for the month of March.
Yep.
So one thing that shows me is how important a service we are, especially in a time like this. And kudos to Josh and his whole team for the coverage that we put forth daily,
right?
Minute by minute, hour by hour. We do get some criticism. We've gotten a lot of criticism of our coverage. So essentially what we're going to do is communicate what the governor and what the federal government and the CDC and local officials and hospitals convey to us to tell people. We're not going to analyze if this is not as serious as it sounds. I think I was on, maybe it was last week's show, where I was like, it does seem like a little crazy, everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
And it might be, but you have to err on the safe side. So we're not going to politicize our coverage, and we're not going to scrutinize statements made by local officials at this time. That's something that we would do in a non-emergency time.
Right.
So there's that. I want to remind our viewers and the visitors to our site to be aware of fraud. This opens the door for people to take advantage of you via email, via telephone. Just verify things. When you get an email and it's from your credit card company and they're asking you to do something, click on a link. Before you click on that link, put your mouse over the link and look and see where that's actually sending you, because chances are it's not. And be careful about it too, because they might make that URL look like it is legit, but
that's sad.
It's probably not. So you got to be very careful of that kind of stuff nowadays, currently, because there will be people trying to take advantage of things. We've been wanting to relaunch a new website at Finger Lakes 1 for over a year now. This has given us the opportunity to spend more time on that, as we've been required to do less client work right now for obvious reasons. So coming shortly, we don't have a date yet, but it could be as soon as the end of this week. There will be a new Finger Lakes 1 on the web and on the desktop and the mobile device. A lot of improvements. Our current site is old, and it is, with the amount of traffic that we get now per day, it doesn't perform as good as it really should. And so we apologize for those of you who have been experiencing slower load times during times when we're really busy, which is pretty much sun up to midnight every day. The traffic is really relentless. So that's coming. I think you're going to love that. And I want to remind people too to support the small businesses that are open. So, all my favorite restaurants, I'm trying to order out from them because I want them to get through this so they're there on the other side.
Right.
But so many times the heart and soul of any community, I think, is two things. One would be the schools, right? So they're shut down now. And the other thing are the businesses, the small businesses especially. So all those times that you go to play in a golf tournament or go to a charity event and you see these business advertisements that support those things, now it's time to support those businesses more so than ever. So whatever you have to do, if they're making themselves open, let's patronize them as much as you can. And chances are, although you are concerned about maybe your financial situation individually, chances are you probably have a lot more expendable income because you're not going out to dinner, you're not spending it on things where everybody's holed up, at home. So, and as far as relief packages and whether you're going to be asked to pay this bill or that bill, that's all being worked out. But really, the small businesses in whatever community that you live in the Finger Lakes really need your support right now. So let's do that. And then get outside if you can. I mean, you can maintain 6 foot social distance. Go for a walk. Play catch with your kids. I mean, if you're living in the same house, you don't have to maintain the social distance. You can go outside, or if you can get out on a golf course, that's a questionable thing. So, like at Seneca Falls Country Club, the rule is the pin stays in, nobody touches the pin, 1 rider per golf cart, and there's other restrictions. So, hopefully, these recreational activities will be available to us going into April because everybody's going a little crazy living in their house. Other than that, adhere to the guidelines for social distancing and wash your hands. Wash them several times a day. You start to think about things like, okay, so the mail person puts the mail in your mailbox and then you get it out. Isn't that a potential point of infection? Well, open your mail and wash your hands immediately after. I mean, that's as simple as that goes. There's only 2 ways you can get the coronavirus. One would be to inhale it, and the other would be to get it on your hands and then touch your face or your mouth, which I do all the time. I'm always, so, but you can't get it, it doesn't soak through your skin. So if you consider the ways that you can acquire this virus, and you are diligent about washing your hands and surfaces inside your own house, and when you have to be outside of your house, whether it's at a grocery store, to wash your hands or sanitize immediately after. Washing is better than sanitizing. And that's pretty much all I had to say, except for the fact that we hear, I think, at Finger Lakes One, that a lot of people may be realizing over the past several days how important a service we provide. We're totally funded by advertisements from businesses. So we would like to create a cushion for ourselves, especially at a time when we're unsure what the business climate's going to be like going forward for the next several months. That's why we allow our users to become patrons at patreon.com, patreon.com/FL1. And you can make a monthly donation of $2, $5, $10, $20. Anything that you could give would be great to help us build a source of revenue outside the advertising dollars that will help us expand our coverage and in many cases provide the bare essentials that we need to deliver the consistent coverage that we've done over the past several weeks and before this for years. So we're asking people to do that if they can. And I come across people a lot of time during the day that will say, man, you guys are doing a great job. I visit your site 8 times a day. I'm like, well, did you know that you could, give us $5 a month for
support local?
Hundreds of times you're visiting our site per month. And imagine what it would be like if FingerLakes1.com didn't exist this week. Where would you be getting your local information at the level or
national, and you'd have to wait for the newspaper, which would take days.
Right. No, honestly, or maybe you turn on the radio once, but we're there every single waking minute and sleeping minute. We get traffic. You can go to our site at 3 a.m. and you'll be one of 50 to 60 people that are on there at 3 a.m. At 3 p.m, or at 11 or 11 a.m. or noon, it's more like 800-900. So there's always people on here. I think we can move on with the show now.
I think you did a good job.
Those are just some things that I wanted to kind of talk to people, because we've even slowed down this is the only show this week inside the studio. We are maintaining our social distancing.
We
here.
are.
We are.
We're definitely 6 feet each.
And we have alcohol, which helps.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
We're sanitizing.
Yes.
We're going to sanitize with it, right? Our souls.
Sanitize our souls.
Oh,
Yes.
Sanitize our spirits, lift
Yes.
our spirits.
Yes.
We're going to let you take over and tell
Before
us
though,
about it.
Katherine, what's going on the Cayuga Lake Wine Trail in terms of the coronavirus?
Obviously, the wineries have had to stop doing on-premise tastings. You can still go and buy wine. Many are also doing local delivery options within a certain radius. And you can also order for delivery via FedEx or UPS or whatever they use. I do have a link on our website that's updated with what each winery is offering. So you can still get your wine, because that is very, very important now.
In times like this, yes.
And it also helps promote the small businesses and helps them. Unfortunately, some of the small businesses aren't going to make it through this.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
And it worries me. And I think we'll do okay, but the more you can do, the better it'll be for them.
We actually put all the link that you sent me.
Cool.
We put that on our hours
Good.
of operation article that's up, and we will continue to update that with all the local businesses that you can help support.
Good, yeah. Everyone is open for now, even all the restaurants, it seems like, for the most part. I do know, like Woody's, they made a Facebook post, and they're like, you know what, we're backing down to give all the other businesses a chance,
Wow,
which is
that's
really great of them.
Yeah.
So
That is
I think
awesome.
that we're going to come out really strong as a community. It's going to be tough, but I think we can do it.
Things
I
like
just
this,
keep thinking
I'm
moving
trying.
forward.
If we do it.
Yeah.
Things like this are scary and they're
Yeah.
disruptive, but they create opportunity too for people. And generally, on the other side of something like this, we are stronger as a society.
Yeah.
So,
It'll be one heck of some partying
Yeah.
going on. at
so
all the
obviously, too,
businesses.
thank
For sure.
you to the medical staff locally and in New York City, where they have some strain right now. And to the government, the essential government employees who are still at work, whether it be each county's Department of Health and the Public Works, and then IT departments at local counties or government municipalities. You can't believe the stress that's on them, because everybody wants to work from home now, or they're setting up some sort of infrastructure for these people to deliver essential services. And nobody really mentions the IT. So like here in Seneca County, Bob LaPrade, the IT director, and his team, it's unbelievable the stuff that they're doing. And on top of everything, now they're live streaming meetings, so that's something that fell into his lap. We're going to actually live stream the Seneca Falls town meeting. I talked with someone in Tyre today about they need to live stream their meetings because they're closed to the public. So there's just so many layers to this thing. And so I think that the IT departments at the local county level and really deserve a lot of credit, because they don't get mentioned too much right now when we're patting the back of all the healthcare and the like the public health directors and all that, which everybody deserves the credit. But anyways,
Go us.
let's get drunk.
All right.
Okay.
We're
Let's
not
do
gonna.
it.
You can sip. You don't need. We don't need to
Let me
drink.
get my notes
We'll
out.
And
sip.
Wednesday afternoon.
So I am featuring spirits this month and hopefully next month if we're still able to come on. 4 of my wineries carry some sort of distilled product. 2 I have today are Knapp Winery and Montezuma.
Ooh.
Up first on our little list is the Lone Loggers Bourbon from Montezuma.
That's the one I was most scared about.
So just take a sip, just let it, So this
take a
is
sip.
80 proof.
Ooh.
So a little fact about bourbon. Bourbon production is heavily regulated to maintain the high standards
water
and
ready.
prestige of its name. And they assure me that this is just as prestigious as all the other bourbons. In order to call it bourbon, it has to be aged in new charred American oak barrels. And the mash bill consists
That
of
is strong.
51% corn.
It has to be in what kind of oak?
Sorry.
New charred American oak.
Okay.
So it has to be new, which a lot of the times the wineries will use older oak barrels that maybe bourbon was in to make Hey, it's not for everybody.
Bourbon.
Definitely not
so
like
bourbon
tasting
is a
wine.
purely American thing then.
Yeah.
Like you can't make bourbon in France just the way we
They'd
can't
have to
make
import
champagne.
barrels,
Right.
but
I see what you're saying.
They'd have to import it, but
gotta
it
be
has to be
American
American oak,
oak.
yeah.
Huh.
And it
interesting.
can never exceed 160 proof during this distillation process. So this is a
So
blend.
Montezuma is a winery. We're a winery that now is distilling as well. That's not a lot of wineries aren't doing both. You're either a distillery, a brewery, or a winery.
And so Montezuma started out as beekeepers.
Yeah,
then they made
right.
honey wine. Then they made fruit wine,
Yep.
and now they're making distilled products. And it's all local grains too. So this is a blend of corn, wheat, barley, and rye, and it's aged for 13 months.
I feel like I actually tasted it, and it's weird to me because I feel like I don't actually ever try to taste shots.
Sometimes,
So it's
look
like,
at that personal growth.
Thank you.
Sometimes if you don't like something, I think you have an easier time tasting the things in it. Because if you like it and you just drink it because you like it.
Should
But
I
if you
try it
don't
again?
necessarily, yes, you should. So
Okay.
I'll list off what flavors you think you'll taste.
Okay.
There are aromas of vanilla, raisin, and sweet corn over flavors of caramel, dried apple, and oak. Are any of those true?
Yeah. No, it's actually kind of smooth for a
I'm afraid
a whiskey
also.
type
Ooh,
drink.
it's weird, like trying to taste. I feel like I taste corn.
Corn.
Do I taste corn?
Yeah. There should. I mean,
I
it is
smell-
51% corn.
Ooh. Gives me
You're not
goosebumps.
a dark hard liquor type of girl, right?
I'm
You
not
like the
either.
clear,
I'm
the
not
I'm more into
really.
clear liquor.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really dark bourbons. Like, I'll do whiskey, though.
I like them.
It
Bourbon's
cleans my
like my
palate.
one that I was the most scared about out of the ones that she said. So once we move down the line, it's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go. Let's do
And
it.
maybe it'll taste better with a Coke or something
Yeah.
as a mixer.
Oh, yeah.
I
Well,
don't do many liquors standalone. That's not quite how I roll. But a lot of people do. They'll just put, a
On
couple ice
rocks.
cubes
Oh,
in
yeah.
and just sip away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kudos to them. I think they're badass.
Yeah, I know. The bourbon people in general.
and the
like-
whiskey drinkers.
Yeah.
Sure. So the next one is a liqueur. This is Juds Apple Pie Liqueur.
Here
This
we
is
go.
60 proof. It is handcrafted from 100% New York State apples
Ooh, this one
and
smells
an
good.
array of hand-selected apple pie spices. This is a base of grain vodka.
It's like an apple fireball.
It is rich and intense with flavors of freshly pressed apple cider, baking spices, and just a touch of orange.
Baking spices is what give it the
Yeah.
fireball.
I
I
love-
smell the spices and can really
a
taste
little
the spices.
cinnamon.
This
Smells
one's
really
good.
good.
Bottoms up. Woo, I like
And-
that one.
I didn't have this one chilled. It might be really good, even better chilled. I think this is
Right
delicious
when we
as it
started,
is.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
no, that
about
is-
that.
Yeah, that's really good.
I was like, oh, we're going to do these warm.
The other
gonna
two
be
are
tough.
chilled.
Judd's
They're in my
apple pie
fridge.
liqueur.
Yep.
Go again.
60 proof, whereas the bourbon was 80 proof, which you could taste the proof difference.
Oh
kinda.
yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah, it's a lot sweeter
Yeah.
on this one, but that one was really
Yeah.
good. I like that.
So, on to the next one. Jim said he was excited to try this. This is
Oh.
Knapp Winery's Lavender Gin. This is also 80 proof, similar to the bourbon. It is 3 times distilled with all natural aromatics. It has lavender, lime peel, grapefruit, juniper, coriander, angelica root, and rosehip
Holy.
in there. It is actually also distilled at the Finger Lakes Distilling in Hector with Knapp grapes.
Oh,
You're
so that's
excited
why
to-
it's a Knapp product,
Yep, so
even
it's-
though okay, guys.
You're excited to try this one?
Yeah, I
It's
like
a new
gin.
release. I think it came
do you
out
like
last
lavender
summer.
gin?
It's
I've
just
never had lavender.
it's
gin.
different. I'm not a gin person, but I know the lavender gin isn't all that common.
Okay, here we go.
It smells nice.
Yeah, it smells like I would put it in my house. I don't know if I would.
Whew,
Oh no. Okay.
that's heavy.
So that you could,
lavender gin and tonic maybe.
yeah, you could sip it plain, or you can mix it with some tonic with a twist of
actually
Not many
Grapefruit,
people
grapefruit,
go
lime.
for the straight gin. You know, I know some people that do.
They're
and,
even
you know,
more hardcore than
yeah,
bourbon
it's-
drinkers.
right.
Yeah.
But I do
Gin and
gin and tonic, Tanqueray and
Yeah.
tonic. I like
Tanqueray.
it. Yeah.
Oh, Tanqueray reminds me of when I was too young and shouldn't have been drinking. One of those bad times. I actually didn't think that one was as bad as.
No, the bourbon was intense. The lavender gin, not so much. So yeah, you can make a tonic, drink with it, twisted grapefruit, lime. You can add a splash of any type of acidic, lightly acidic. Fruit
It's so
juice as
exciting
well.
that there's all these local spirits
Yeah.
now. If you go back 10 years ago, there was nothing, and now
no.
all of a sudden, we've really developed quite an industry
Yeah,
here.
and they're all keeping it local too. Like Montezuma, they use the local apples, local grains. Knapp's, theirs are grape based, so it's kind of like they're not even wasting. They're using some part of the grape that they can't use to distill it and turn it into a
cool.
liquor,
Yeah, I
which
do
is
like
great.
that.
Yeah,
And you made us these biscottis.
and I made biscottis to
from
cleanse our
homemade
palates.
yeah.
Look at how cute they are. They look so perfect.
I wouldn't have thought they were homemade.
Yeah, I know. They do look like they come from like
I
a
am a
shop.
perfectionist, so That's how that
The
works.
second time I took a sip of the lavender gin, I tasted more cleaning products or like stuff that I would put in my house. But you're like, but I tasted all. Like,
I don't know if
things.
the CDC would recommend that you clean with lavender gin.
No,
I bet it would kill the coronavirus.
It might.
so.
Yeah,
Maybe
I know that I read somewhere that vodka does not.
Oh, really?
wow.
But maybe it's not
Miss.
high-proofed enough. I don't
A lot
know.
of myths out there.
yeah, there sure is.
So last one is Knapp's Limoncello. So they have a lime and a lemon. This is
This
a
is
grappa.
lime.
Yep, this is lime. This is grappa base. So
I've never
grappa
had
is a
a
grape based
limoncello.
pomace brandy. It's like an Italian version of brandy. You can add this to martinis, margaritas, daiquiris. You can mix it with iced tea. You can drink it plain. It's really good.
This one, is this your
Yeah,
favorite?
I like limoncello. I never had limoncello.
Me neither. I thought you were saying it wrong when you said it to me
You're like, you
earlier.
don't know.
I was like,
Yeah, they have lemon and a
limoncello.
lime.
Okay.
So where is this made?
I believe Knapp makes it, or
They just make
Glenora
it here?
makes Knapp's
Okay.
items. Yeah, or just right in their basement.
I really taste the lime after.
But yeah,
like-
this is again grape based.
Yeah, and this is a lot of people, a lot of older Italians make their own limoncello at home, so it is something. It's probably an easier process, I think, than
I
the
think so,
bourbon
yeah.
or the gin.
Yep,
But yeah, I've never had limoncello.
it's
That's
very
good.
versatile too.
A
You
good
could
after
use this as your mixer.
dinner, after dinner drink.
Yep.
Yeah, that is really good.
So a little plug for both of
great.
them. Knapp right now,
So
they are
weird
open
sipping.
7 days a week for pickup. You can call and get your order ahead of time. You can also call, and they can deliver New York State spirits. Montezuma, on the other hand, they cannot ship spirits, but you can pick them up Friday through Sunday if
And
you
what's the
call
difference?
ahead.
How come some can?
Licensing, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Just like with shipping wine, each state has a license. Each winery has to apply for that license, and it's complicated and arduous. So to call ahead to Knapp, the phone number is 607-930-3495. And to reach Montezuma, you can call 315-568-8159, or you can email info@montezumawinery.com. Again, Knapp is, right now they're there 7 days a week. Montezuma, Friday through Sunday, for your pickup needs, whatever you need to get through this time.
Yeah.
Hopefully, just a few more weeks.
Hopefully. I'm
But-
kind of mentally preparing for at least a month.
I am okay if it goes a month. I just don't want it to go longer.
Me either. We
Well,
already had to
nobody
cancel
does.
2 events, and I just don't want to have to cancel more.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just, it's hard. It's disheartening. It's
Yeah.
It's
You guys
tough.
put a lot of work
We put
into
a lo-
your events.
You know
too.
what was terrible? It was easier to cancel it than to put it on.
Well, of
Because I had to just
course.
reverse everything, pretty much.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
I don't want to have that on my resume that I can cancel events also.
Great event canceler.
It's on there.
Call
Yeah.
you in when they need something canceled.
Yeah, call me.
But
You know,
I
just-
got it down now.
But it's just, a lot of people are upset, but they understand.
I
Right.
think that the schools being, closed is
Yeah.
what really
Sealed
makes
the deal.
things strange, especially with a 8th grader at home. No spring sports.
Yeah, it's so sad.
None of the our whole social
challenge.
calendar during the school year revolves around athletics
Yeah.
and school events, and so not on top of that. Every weekend we're always going out with our friends somewhere, at least one of the 2 nights, and we haven't seen any of our friends now in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Better
no,
check in on
person.
them.
yeah.
What's that?
Check in on your
them.
friends.
Well, we do. They do. I don't, but they do.
Yeah.
My wife and her friends do Zoom calls. So
Oh,
there'll be like
yeah,
8
yeah.
of them on whatever, talking
Yeah.
about whatever.
Whatever
about
women
you
talk
guys.
about. Yeah.
Saying how much
played
they wanna
golf.
kill their
I played a lot
husband.
of golf when the weather was decent,
Yeah.
and with my friends down there, which is great. And a lot of texting, I guess. But even
It's not the same.
but once or twice a week, I'll watch TV shows on either Netflix or whatever it would be, where the regular shows we watch. But usually, I have sports on all the time at home
Yeah.
at night, whether I'm in my basement on the computer with a game on.
Yeah.
And so that's that's so strange.
It is.
And so they're talking about, well, we're going to reschedule a lot of these events in the fall. So you're going
It's
to,
gonna
when
be a busy
September
fall.
rolls around, you're going to have the Kentucky Derby, followed by the Masters, followed
sudden
by
World Series.
NFL football, followed by a baseball
Yeah.
playoff game.
I love it.
Followed by an NBA. It's going to be just over saturation almost.
Yeah.
And so I wonder at some point when you just say, look, we're done. We're going to come back next
Yeah.
year. But you may see schedules even shift. So like the NBA season, if they started up again, let's say in May, and they push it back till the end of August for their finals, they may keep it that way. They may start it later because that might actually work better, because it competes less with football on the one end, and really summer it might be more popular if the NBA playoffs and finals happen in July and August. Yeah, so things could change. Things will change. It's weird though, because this pandemic situation is like, there's movies about it and stuff, and
they are like viral on Netflix right now.
Sure, of course.
And the movie Outbreak from the 90s, whenever that came out. Which I don't want to watch that because I don't need that. I don't need that in my head.
I am the person who's like, I really think we should watch this. And TJ's like, no. Why? Why do you want to watch it? Let's watch something weird like this man who
something
owns
really happy.
Tigers. Yeah. There's a lot of crazy stuff on Netflix right now.
People are getting deep into the Netflix too right now.
Well, sure, you're going way back. Some people are waking up and watching Netflix till they go to bed and then going again the next day.
Yeah, I've seen people like, I binged this whole season already. You got to watch it. Yeah. But my thing with that is, isn't it kind of weird that they came out before all this happened?
Yeah, it did.
I call it weird. Predictive programming. How much did Netflix know was going to happen before?
Is Netflix based in Wuhan?
Is Netflix part of the Illuminati? Who knows?
Well, there's people. I have friends of mine who are like preparing for the worst
Doomsday
in terms of
preppers.
like downfall of society.
They've been waiting to prep for this.
Getting guns, stocking up, and listen. Don't worry, people. I'm here to tell you that is not going to happen.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, I'll go out on a limb and say that our civilization and society will get through
We're
this.
managing. We would have corrupted already. We would have collapsed by now.
If we hear that purge little noise that goes on in those movies, then people start going crazy.
And I will point out too, not to lessen the importance of social distancing to contain this, but I think we're up to 20,000 to 25,000 cases in New York. There's 19.5 million people in New York. It's not a widespread. And that 2,500 also includes people who have been infected and recovered, or have been infected and passed away. And it's just, it's not, like, if you ask some average people, you might say, geez, what percentage of the New York State population has coronavirus? They probably say like 20%.
It's a very small
But it's like 0.001%. Which
and there's tons of people who have it who haven't been tested also.
Yeah, I might have had it.
The more tests that are out, the higher the numbers are going to go, obviously. And that's kind of freaking a lot of people out because they see the numbers, but they're adding more tests. It's just...
I think social media is 40% of why people are freaking out because they see the picture. Thank you. Okay, I thought I was being a little crazy.
No, it's true. It's kind of...
They see the pictures of the empty shelves. They see people saying like, hey, I tested positive for coronavirus, and it's someone who lived down the street from you but lives in New York City now.
Yeah.
You know, it's social media, I think, has played a big part in it.
If we paused that as well, we'd all be in a better mental
Well, that's how we're communicating now, too, is social media. Everybody's making these little videos themselves doing stuff at home. You know,
that is fun.
The 10
that's
push-up
fun.
challenge and all that. See 10, do 10.
I saw someone do 40. I'm like, overachiever.
Yeah, I like see a dog, send a dog.
Yeah,
those are the ones
too.
that
I don't do any of that
It's
stuff.
just to help us out because
I'm going to send them to you now.
The extroverts can't handle this. The introverts are like, I've been training for this
whole
life.
I like the fact that I'm like part extrovert, part introvert. So I'm like, I have no problem staying home. My sister was like to me, you like hibernating, so this will be fine for you.
And I was like, for a short period of time.
Yeah. My family's like, let's do a hibachi at our house, but we have so many family members. We're like, we have more than 10 people, so sorry, you can't come today, aunts and uncles. You can't
really
come
aren't
today,
supposed to see anybody.
I know. I tell them that too, but they don't
listen. And there's a lot of people. You are the problem.
No, not me. Maybe some people in my family, but we're like, to an extent, we haven't seen each other since Sunday.
It's hard.
But yeah,
it's rough.
I think these spirits definitely
Did they lift yours?
Lift mine a little bit.
Wine does it as well. These are just a higher alcohol content. Wine is like 12%.
Yeah, and we've had some good Wine Wednesdays where we walk away.
Every Wine Wednesday is a great Wine Wednesday. Yeah. This has been a fun too, though. Yeah. It's really intriguing to me the fact all the spirits and liquors that are being produced right here in our backyard right now. And
there's a lot.
Yeah, and there's some varieties to them, like this lavender gin. I never had a lavender gin.
You have to be unique, or you're just going to blend in with a generic bottle at the liquor store.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Tanqueray,
true.
Bacardi, well, this one's lavender.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was
So
worried.
it calms you, too, because lavender has that calming effect.
So
So you
like
drink
that.
it right before bed.
Yeah, or drink it whenever throughout
Or
the day
whenever,
for these
when
people.
you're really, really stressed.
Yeah, who are going crazy in their quarantine and don't know what to do. Put some essential oils or something that are lavender.
Or some lavender
drink
gin.
some lavender gin. Yeah, we all just got to stick
Yep.
together.
I have one more plug.
Okay.
Let's see.
So the Cork Report is like a news thing for the
Cool.
wine industry. They are doing a virtual event on March 28th, this Saturday. It's hashtag Open Local Wine. So you post pictures of whatever wine you're drinking that day, and it's just to kind of connect everybody and get us all together.
there is a lot of wine
and it's
drinking
throughout the
going on,
entire
too.
country. And there's a
Good.
lot of drinking going
So
on.
we should flood the social medias with
Yep.
pictures of Finger Lakes wine.
Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
Hashtag Open Local Wine.
So you just have to participate. You just,
You just have to
put the
open it and
hashtag.
post your picture up.
Post your
and
picture and
hashtag
put that
it. Yep.
hashtag.
I have so many local wines at my house right now. The problem is that, like, we'll go to wineries and I'll buy my wines that I like along with some of my favorites and just to have them. But then when it comes time like to make dinner and I like want to open up this wine, she's like, no, don't open that
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Save that one. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, let's just
You're like,
drink
I'm saving
with
it for right now.
My mom's like that though too. Like she has
Yeah.
so many unopened ones and will leave them completely unopened and constantly go to the liquor store to get a bottle of Pinot Grigio. Loves the Pinot Grigio, but leaves all the other ones away. I don't know. It's just a wine.
Well, it's nice
drinker
to save
thing.
a couple that's let them age.
Yeah.
But the same regard, you bought them to drink them, let's go.
Especially
Everything's a
now.
special occasion.
Right.
It is.
It's a
And
special
we're in a
occasion.
pandemic, so what else is more special than this?
I couldn't believe I saw someone actually say, "How can you say that alcohol, liquor stores, wineries, how are they essential? Why should they still be open?"
Clearly, you don't drink.
Yeah.
Good
Come to
Lord.
find out the person didn't drink. And I
okay.
was
Well,
like, just think of what would happen if they were closed.
Yeah. And I'm glad that the governor appreciates that. I know he had that big craft beverage initiative, and so he really does appreciate, regardless of how you feel about him, he really appreciates what we have going on in this industry, and he's really doing the best he can. Eventually, they may become non-essential
Let's hope
if
not.
it gets worse. But
That's why everybody
for
needs
now,
to stock up.
get that wine, drink that wine.
Well, if there's one place that's safe to drink, it's home. You're
Yeah.
not going to get in the
Yeah.
car. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I posted a picture on Monday of my work from home office that I have set up in the dining room, and someone commented, they're like, "Where's your local wine?" I'm like, "It's 9 a.m. Give me a few hours." And then
Well,
I'll have
if
it.
you really want me to go and grab it, I'll go
I
and
suppose
get
I
it.
could have had a mimosa,
Yeah.
a little bit of sparkling with some OJ.
Maybe you could create some type of limoncello champagne type mimosa.
I think that limoncello would
It's
go
good
good with
plain,
with a cheesecake.
Yeah.
A dessert.
I'm very
it's a
proud of us
digestivo.
for
It's
doing
for
this.
after you eat a big meal,
Yeah.
you sip a glass of limoncello or limoncello.
So the chef actually has cooked with it. A few weeks ago, while we weren't on pause, they had a limoncello days at Knapp,
Oh.
and he served. Let me see if I can remember. There was a dessert with lime in it.
lime.
He had like a lime chicken.
Oh, yum, yeah.
And so then I'm like, ooh, infusing this with rice would be
Oh.
delicious too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can cook with
Boozy
definitely-
rice?
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. I think we need to do that.
Yeah.
Boozy
It'll
rice.
cook off the. He told me
Yeah.
if you use 2 cups of water, do half a cup of the lime, the rest of it water. So the alcohol would cook off, but you'd still have the flavor. But you could drink it also while cooking it because you shouldn't use a whole bottle. So.
Yeah, yeah.
The boozy part is you drinking it.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. And still getting the rice.
Yeah.
Well, we've gone a little bit over our time, but I
That's okay.
want to tell everybody out there, continue coming to Finger Lakes One. We're glad that we can provide you with the important information that you need in times like this. We hope we can provide you with some entertainment value as well.
We can get really creative.
Yeah.
We can
do Wine Wednesday every day.
Yeah. Yeah, we can.
We can live stream from our homes.
Yeah. Zoom call.
But yeah, so I was glad that we could come in and
Yeah.
do this show as usual, and we'll be back next Wednesday, hopefully, and just for a little break, something breaking your day.
Yeah.
I mean, last week's episode was probably one of the most viewed ones ever on FLX Weekly.
Oh, jeez.
A lot of people are home, and this is kind of a norm, and it's really nice to see normal things happening.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I agree.
Because everything can't pause.
Right.
Though it should, it can't. And so to see even just something little like a 3-man podcast that's coming out, it's just nice to see that something is still habitual.
We are supporting local in every aspect with this podcast. And with that being said, thank
Good to
you
see you, Katherine.
for coming.
Thank you for
I'm glad
inviting
you
me.
could come out of your home office.
I hope your spirits are lifted.
They are. I'm lifted. My spirit's great. Thank you, everybody who is watching us. Of course, we will be back next Wednesday for another show. And until then, have a safe and healthy weekend here in the Finger Lakes.